Hi guys, Yvette here. Thanks for joining me. I've got some information I've spent most of the day putting together to expand on what I gave you for November in my last video. It's getting a bit late. It's actually now tomorrow for me. But I've just got to run through all this and get it out there. So first up, I want to say that I'm not making any predictions, and I'm interpreting the energy of the days ahead. So 11:11, I've been seeing it a lot again. I went for a little while where it wasn't happening, but the last couple of weeks it has been. So I'm probably not going to do a lot of talking. I'm just going to let you have a read and put your own thoughts in with these words and any promptings from the Holy Spirit. So if you haven't paused, please do. So on the 11th, which by the Father's calendar in the heavens is the Day of Atonement, the moon will be exact with Saturn in the waters, flowing out of the picture in Aquarius, which happens to be the 11th sign. So you can see here, I'll just zoom in a bit. I've got Saturn highlighted here with those little lines. It's virtually concealed by the moon. And this is exact at 4 a.m. in Jerusalem on the 11th. So I thought about this. The moon is often associated with Israel, and the actual moon will be literally backed up by Saturn, which is often associated with Satan, the father of lies. Remembering what Jesus said. And the northern Taurid meteor shower will peak about the same time for a couple of days. So there's the moon, exactly with the Pleiades. this is exact position of the moon in the centre of the Pleiades is unusual. It's not a regular thing that the full moon is in that position. There must be a meaning behind that. Maybe it'll come to me. But all of this on the 16th happens fairly close to Orion, and Betelgeuse is still expected to go supernova, or at least nova, which will be as bright as the moon for us on Earth, even during the day. So we've got Betelgeuse down here, and the moon over Pleiades. They will be quite close together in the sky. And another thing that I often look at are the sunspots, the solar maximum. So there's quite a large solar flare that's just happened and is due to affect us on the 1st, and that's the new moon in Libra, and there's more on the way that could coincide with the full moon. Could a CME be big enough to cause more than an electrical wipeout? That's disputed, and they're not going to tell us the truth anyway. But there is geological evidence of melted ancient buildings and things like that. Since those times, our history has been rewritten, I'm sure of it. And with all of this celestial stuff about to happen, we can't forget the impact of what we're on the brink of. Down here on the ground. And what's down here on the ground is actually God's way. It's a direct reflection of the influence of His stars in the sky. But the first is the closest thing to us now, the new moon in Libra, the start of Tishri. And there's another nova expected. And with the new moon in Libra on the 1st, it's actually exactly in line, or maybe the right word's perpendicular to the ecliptic. So if it's time for that particular TCRB to go nova, what kind of effect will the combined pull of the moon and the sun have in that position at the same time as the solar flares. This guy's quite easy to listen to, and he's expecting that in less than 2 weeks these really big solar flares that have been there for a while rotating and remaining strong. So in just under 2 weeks we've got it, the Day of Atonement, 11th of the 11th, through to the full moon they'll probably last. This is all beyond coincidence in my mind. There are just so many things lining up. So if you've got anything to contribute, please leave a comment. And I've got more, so I'll follow up with a part 2 soon. Thanks for listening.